teammate.
And welcome back to Tobi Talks F1, and I'm here to review the Chinese Grand Prix sprint qualifying session. Let's go. Right, so I'm going to review the teams from last to first, and we have Valtteri Bottas, Sergio Perez, Lance Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Alex Albon, and Carlos Sainz all out in Q1. Bottas didn't get to set a time, and Sergio Perez was 1.2 seconds off of the Aston Martins, who have done a good job, it looks like, to get some sort of lap time out of the car, although the gap between Alonso and Albon was 2 tenths, and then Carlos Sainz was a further 6 tenths ahead of Albon. Looks like Alex Albon's not having a good time with these regulations or this new car, clearly, and Carlos Sainz is getting the upper hand. I know it's only race 2, but this is one of the teammate battles I'm really intrigued to see, because at the start of last year, Alex Albon got the better of the car and he was performing well, but then he tailed off towards the end of the season, and then Carlos Sainz got a hold of the 2025 car and started to outperform Albon. This season, Carlos Sainz got a bit unlucky in Australia, but in this race, he's got the upper hand on Albon. So it'll be interesting to see how that continues on in the season. But my money, if I had to put my money down, I would probably go with Carlos Sainz, because he's had experience in the top team's car. I know Albon has as well, but Sainz was able to perform in the Ferrari, whereas Albon wasn't. But again, we'll see how this goes. But yeah, that was pretty much SQ1. Not much to really shout about in those bottom 3 teams. Cadillac, Aston Martin and Williams, I was expecting to be there anyway. So yeah, that's SQ1. SQ2, and the next 6 drivers to be eliminated from the session was Franco Colapinto, Arvid Lindblad, Gabriel Bortoleto, Liam Lawson, Esteban Ocon and Nico Hülkenberg. I'm not surprised to see those drivers to be knocked out. Hülkenberg's not a good qualifier, although he has put some pace on his teammate, but only by a 10th. Wow, I'm just looking at the timing. So from P11 to P14, which covers Hülkenberg, Ocon, Lawson and Bortoleto, there's only a 10th in it. That is really, really close. Class B, Formula 1, are pretty close, but when you go to Class A, it is an absolute field spread. Very interesting to see that sort of midfield battle already happening this early on, but it's going to be a very interesting race between those teams. SQ3, so looking at who has gone through, there's been no big scalps, but from P10 to P1, we have got Isaac Hadjar, Oliver Behrman, Max Verstappen, Pierre Gasly, Charles Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris, Kimi Antonelli and George Russell. I was so close to my top 3 in qualifying, but Lando had to go and ruin it. He picked Lewis Hamilton. Not even close. It was under a 10th. So fair play to Lando Norris for putting the McLaren there. I was saying in my group chat that I don't feel that Kimi Antonelli is going to be that good of a driver. Like, he's talented, don't get me wrong, but all this hype was put onto him, and I know it's only his 2nd season, so he's, I've got to give him some time. But if you look at Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, when they had their rookie seasons, Hamilton nearly won the title in his first year, and Leclerc, he was too good for that Sauber and got promoted the next season. I don't see that with Antonelli. I think he's going to be a good solid number 2. If he can show that he's got this talent that Toto keeps on hyping about, although he did double down on that, then yeah, he'll give George Russell a run for his money. But the early signs for me is I don't really see this alleged world champion caliber driver, and if this continues, George Russell is going to walk his way to the title, because Mercedes are so far ahead at the minute that I don't see Antonelli being that much of a bother to George in qualifying and in races. It's great for the team that he's in P2, and that's just going to help them win the constructors. But if Antonelli really wants to take his name or himself to the next level, he really needs to start outperforming George. It's going to be very, very interesting to see if Antonelli has got what it takes to take on George Russell, because for me, George is of world driver level. And I've always said if he had the car to win races, win championships, he would show it. Like 2020 Sakhir Grand Prix, he showed it when he took the Mercedes and took it to Bottas. Narrowly started P2 behind Bottas in qualifying, but he outperformed him in the race. Yeah, I feel like this season is going to be George's year. And to be fair to him, I don't mind George Russell. You know, he is what he is. He's the lad from King's Lynn, as Crofty always says. But my group chat are divided on him. He rubs people up the wrong way, and I can see that. He does play like the teacher's pet, can be a bit whiny, but which F1 driver isn't? Let's be honest. Like, they're all in it for themselves. They'll all snitch on the driver who they're racing to the FIA and all that stuff, but it's just part of racing. But for me, I don't mind George, but in my group chat, he's not a loved F1 driver. And someone said that if it's going to be like this, George winning all the time, they're not going to watch it. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on the sprint qualifying race. I have done my predictions for that, so if you haven't seen it, go watch the last video. But that is it for this video today. We have got tomorrow, we've got sprint race. Yeah, it's at 3 o'clock in the morning. I cannot be bothered to get up, but I'm going to. And then we've also got qualifying for the main Grand Prix at 7 a.m. in the UK. So let me know if you're going to be watching live those two sessions. I'm going to try my very best to, most likely will. But yeah, here's to the sprint race tomorrow, and hopefully qualifying session is a little bit more closer. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave post notifications on for when I upload videos, and I'll catch you in the next video.